In the headlines, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency intercepts 3 million opioid capsules, 8,613 kilograms of cannabis in Lagos. Fifth batch of 123 Nigerian evacuees from Ukraine arrive Abuja. Former head of service Stephen Oronsaye denies operating 66 bank accounts. And on the foreign scene, UN's World Food Programme says South Sudan to face its worst hunger crisis. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuwa. Thank you for joining. The details now. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) have intercepted 3 million capsules of opioids at Gelade Bonded Container Terminal under Tinkan Seaport in Apapa area of Lagos State. In a statement issued by Director of Media and Advocacy of the agency, Femi Babafemi, the seizure of 3 million capsules of tapentadol and carisoprodol weighing 1,500 kilograms on Monday, 7th March 2022, followed a similar operation in which anti-narcotic officers of the agency also intercepted 8,613 kilograms of loud cannabis smuggled in from Ghana through the waterways of the Eco-Atlantic Beach in Victoria Island of Lagos. According to Babafemi, the seized drugs at the bonded terminal were discovered during a joint examination of a 20-feet container with men of the Nigerian Customs Service. He added that though the consignment was said to have originated from Ningbo province in China and falsely labeled as containing 271 packages of insulating fittings, faucet, water closet, and industrial office printing machine, investigations revealed that information on the bill of landing and shipping documents were fake. Some drivers and their assistants who were on ground to load the shipment into their vehicles were promptly arrested, while 2 trucks, a Sienna Space bus, Peugeot Boxer bus, and a Toyota Camry car were seized from them. A Yaba Chief Magistrate Court on Friday remanded a bus rapid transit driver, Andrew Nice, for 30 days over his alleged involvement in the death of his passenger, Oluwabamiche Ayonwole. The court made the order following an application by the police. Police counsel Yetunde Cardoso, who filed the application based on a 4-count charge of alleged murder, sexual assault, misconduct, and interference with a corpse. Last Monday, Bamiche, 22 years old, was found dead on Kata Bridge, Lagos Island, on 9 days after declared missing after she boarded the BRT bus. Meanwhile, fifth batch carrying 123 Nigerian evacuees from Ukraine arrived early Friday at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. The Nigerians airlifted from Poland arrived on a plane owned by Air Peace, one of the airlines built to airlift Nigerians returning from Ukraine. According to the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission (NIDCOM), the evacuees got free SIM cards loaded with airtime to allow them reach their family members, as well as received $100 for transportation as other batches that arrived before them. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in a statement said another batch is expected to arrive Nigeria from Hungary on Saturday. A former head of service of the Federation, Stephen Oronsaye, has denied links with 66 bank accounts said to have been used to siphon pension funds. At the resumed hearing on Thursday, Oronsaye said in his capacity then, he needed not to know the number of bank accounts operated by the federal government because he never served as the Accountant General of the Federation. Led in his examination by lead counsel Joe Aggie, Oronsaye alleged that the investigation carried out by the EFCC in the petition against him is poor and shoddy, noting that if a thorough investigation had been conducted, the charges against him will have been unnecessary. Oronsaye also denied ever transferring money from banks as alleged by the EFCC maintaining that there is a presidential approval for some contract funds alleged to be above the threshold, which is not captured by the EFCC investigation. Meanwhile, Justice Inyang Eko fixed May 24th, 25th and 26th for the continuation of defense and for the EFCC's cross-examination. Recall that Oron Saye is arraigned before a federal high court in Abuja since June 2016 on allegations of diversion of funds in the Civil Service Biometric Data Project. On political matters, All Progressives Congress has dismissed a letter written to it by the Independent National Electoral Commission on the need to give the Commission a 21-day notice for its national convention slated for March 26th. Spokesman of the party's caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Ismaila Ahmed, stated this at a news conference on Friday in Abuja. He said the party had earlier intimated the Commission of its intent to conduct its national convention on February 26th and that what is now required for its new date of March 26th is simply a notice of an adjustment and not a fresh 21-day notice. Earlier, INEC rejected a letter inviting it to an emergency meeting of the National Executive Committee of the ruling party, where Bello's chairmanship, among other things, is to be ratified. The Commission said the letter is not signed by Buni and John Akpanudodehe, respectively, contrary to the provision of Article 113 of the Commission's regulations and guidelines for political party operations. Now, the acting national chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC and Niger State Governor Abubakar Sani Bello Thursday denies receiving letter for temporary transfer of power from the embattled governor of Yobe State, Maimala Buni. Bello speaks to journalists at the party's national secretariat after a closed-door session. He, however, declined to make a categorical statement with regards to rumored appointment of a new national secretary. Meanwhile, Independent National Electoral Commission has rejected a letter inviting it to an emergency meeting of the National Executive Committee of the APC. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman has an update.
Behind me is an array of cameras, of reporters waiting patiently for the acting national chairman of the ruling APC to come out from the closed-door sessions and, of course, brief the journalists on what has transpired today. As he consolidates on his grip of the party's soul, with a number of activities taking place, Nigerians are anxiously waiting to get every available next move by this political party, which is currently the ruling party of the nation, Nigeria.
I just read it in one of the major newspapers now that Governor Buni actually transferred a letter to you when he was traveling.
I haven't seen it. You saw it on social media?
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
What about the appointment of new secretary? We learn that you have appointed new secretary among the caretaker committees.
It hasn't been discussed. It wasn't on the agenda for today's meeting.
Okay. Will you likely to do that?
Probably, but it hasn't been discussed yet.
We also learned that you have not sent letter for the national convention to INEC.
It has been sent.
When, sir?
Convention is 26, right?
We have to.
No, the letter has been sent already.
Okay.
That was the acting national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abubakar Sani Bello, making certain clarifications with regards to issues that affect, the leadership crisis that has been rocking the party. He did say that there hasn't been much, to talk about, but then from his comments, it is clearly indicating that he has been consolidating, right from day one he takes charge of the party. He said, the convention timeline has also been sent to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Again, he wouldn't want to speak on some speculations on the social media with regards to appointment of a new national secretary. From the headquarters of the ruling All Progressives Congress, Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News.
Staying with electoral matters, Independent National Electoral Commission Resident Commissioner in Adamawa State, Kasim Gaidam, says the commission has registered a total of 111,762 voters across the 21 local government areas of the state under the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise commenced on the 28th June last year. Gaidam said this while briefing the newsmen on activities ahead of the 2023 elections. The report.
As the countdown to the 2023 general elections intensify, the nation's electoral body, the Independent National Electoral Commission, in line with its constitutional mandate of conducting the registration of persons qualified to vote, prepared, maintain, and revise the register of voters, is here providing an update on the continuous voter registration exercise embarked upon since June the 28th last year in Adamawa. Resident Electoral Commissioner INEC Adamawa State, Kasim Gaidam, said the commission has so far registered a total of 111,762 voters across the 21 local government areas of Adamawa State as at March 7th, 2022.
For the 2023 general elections are gathering momentum also here in Adamawa State. And this was kicked off in earnest as indicated above on the 28th of June with the commencement of the continuous voter registration exercise, first online and later on the 19th of July 2021 in person at the state office and INEC offices across the 21 local government areas of the state. As at 7th March 2022, a total of 111 online registrants were recorded, with 83,395,000 having completed their registration. Other milestones recorded include 2,983 reviews, 9,512 information updates, 14,000 transfers, 3,427 PVC collections, 5,147 card loss, 2,032 defense cards for replacements, and 454 special registration for people with disability.
People living with disabilities, extremely poor families, and other vulnerable groups, as well as women and children, will soon have a cause to smile in Katsina State. This is if the State Development Plan is implemented to guide political actors to improve the quality of lives of the ordinary people of the state. Abdullahi Ahmadi completes the story.
The State Development Plan, which is a process that kick-started since 2020, is at its final stage of completion with the review and validation of the document this Thursday in Katsina. Similarly, the plan will, among other things, address the issue of exclusion in governance and other economic and social sectors to provide equal opportunities for people living with disabilities, remove the economic barriers existing between the rich and the poor, and address inequality.
And the plan will definitely go a long way in ensuring sustainable development in the state. Particularly, it's trying to look at 4 critical areas of the state, which is looking at the governance structures, looking at human development, looking at environmental development, and of course human capital development. I think I've mentioned that. So we hope at the end of the day this plan will serve the people of Katsina. It will help the state to think around deep potentials that they have.
Other issues the development plan intends to achieve is to reduce maternal mortality, effect of child killer diseases, mitigate climate change, water supply, and other critical sectors of human endeavor.
This plan is going to go deep to look at those people that are extremely poor and vulnerable, and particularly women and children. So the plan is designed in a way to look at whether the exclusion issues in the state? Why do we have some of the poverty issues? Why are women excluded in certain areas, even in governance? So it has a very deep understanding of different issues.
The document is also expected to be a human rights-based risk-informed development plan consistent with the Economic Recovery Growth Vision 2030. According to some critical stakeholders, the plan will ensure coherent design of public policy and implementation for equitable socio-economic and sustainable development. Katsina State, which has a population of 10 million people in 2020, mostly in rural areas, are expected to be captured in all the economic plans and future budgets by activating health services, the economy, and social protection sectors.
Local governments in every sector have a vital role to play. They are very strategic because virtually all the population of not only Katsina State but of Nigeria resides in one local government or the other, and so their position is very vital and very key. Looking at the content of the development plan, one will see that this is going to be a major overhaul of the socio-economic well-being of the people of Katsina State.
When fully implemented, the state development plan will also check the rural-urban drift and the issue bordering on almajiris as well as street begging, among others.
I wish to assure the teeming good people of Katsina State that this development plan is going to be of immense importance to them, because it is primarily designed to cater for the well-being of the less privileged and the vulnerable people of the society.
It could be recalled that Katsina State government, with the support of UNICEF, launched the process, inaugurated a steering committee and technical working group for the production of the state development plan document in December 2020. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
You're watching Trust News Update, coming up after the break. Delta Community Oil Company, Lockhorn. Details and more shortly. This is Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story. Welcome back. You are still watching Trust News Update, and here's another look at the top stories again. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA have intercepted 3 million capsules of opioids at the Jaled Bonded Container Terminal on the Tinkan Seaport in Apapa area of Lagos. Fifth batch carrying 123 Nigerian evacuees from Ukraine arrived early Friday at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. In other news, the human eye is a delicate and special organ of the human body that requires proper care. To do this, you are advised to have regular screening to prevent avoidable blinding eye conditions. As the world commemorates Glaucoma Week, State House Hospital ophthalmologists give back to the society by conducting free eye screening and creating awareness about glaucoma diseases. Zainab Bala reports.
Upon arrival at the hospital reception, you see a visual on the TV screen telling you what glaucoma is.
From your eye to your brain. Glaucoma typically happens when the fluid in your eye does not drain as it should.
The theme for World Glaucoma Week 2022 is "The world is bright, save your sight," echoing the need to raise awareness on why we need to care for the eyes to prevent vision impairment and irreversible blindness caused by glaucoma and other blinding eye conditions. This year, several ophthalmologists in hospitals within the capital city are conducting free eye screening. We visited the State House Hospital, where we saw a number of people take advantage of the gesture to have their eyes checked.
Glaucoma is a group of eye diseases that cause blindness, and the blindness is irreversible. Now, the cause of glaucoma, as it were, is largely unknown. However, there are risk factors, and one of them, a very crucial one, is raised intraocular pressures. That's the raised pressures inside the eye. But also there are people who don't have high pressures, and they also are going blind from glaucoma. I want to say an important thing about glaucoma is that it occurs in both eyes, and it progresses and causes irreversible blindness. If somebody is blind from glaucoma, there isn't anything you can do about it, unlike some other eye diseases like cataract, in which the person is blind, but after surgery the person sees again. One of the things we notice about such patients are that they don't see colors very well. The colors appear faded. Things are blurred, faded colors. They don't see red as red. It's like faded red. So we are saying that we want to let people know, create awareness about glaucoma, that you don't need to find yourself in that stage. The world is bright. Save your sight. Go get your eyes screened for glaucoma. And if by chance you're screened and it's found that you have glaucoma, it's not the end of the world. Whatever stage the person is, the person can be managed and the rate of blindness can be reduced drastically. And so the message we are sending out about saving your sight because the world is bright is because we want to get people tested and detected early.
A lot of the patients here have been diagnosed with other eye conditions, but glaucoma cases are minimal. Like this man here, who is over 40 and cannot see the letters displayed on the screen from a distance. She, on the other hand, has no problems at all.
I am here because of a very good reason, actually. The list I know about health, it doesn't just break down. It starts and starts and starts, and when we don't pay attention, it breaks down. So I'm here to just check to be sure that I'm fine. Prevention is better than care, you know. And two, if there is any underlying disease already, so I can just go and have it checked out and treated before it breaks down.
As a human being without eye, there is nothing you can do. Yes, eye is one of the important organs of human life. Yes.
I'm a chef, you know, always with a flame, so I need to check my eyes regularly so that I will be fit. And my eyesight is so important to me. The reason I take advantage of this free eye screening is that some hospital, you need to pay when you go there. It's not going to be free. So when we see any opportunity like this, we take the advantage so that we'll not be able to spend much.
Eye care providers have advised Nigerians to have regular eye checks to detect early eye conditions to prevent total blindness. Ophthalmologists here are excited to celebrate this week.
The world is bright. Save your sight.
Zainab Bala, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now, oil spill in 9 agrarian communities in Delta State from wellheads being operated by an indigenous oil firm is agitating minds of residents of the areas. The spill occurred last week, Thursday, and has reportedly led to the outbreak of waterborne skin diseases in the various communities. Amokpokpo Elume, which is one of the affected areas where communities, the villagers there, say that the spill has grounded economic activities in the area since the river remains their only source of livelihood. The report.
Christopher Obule, chairman of Amuokpopo Eleme community in Sapele local government area of Delta State, who led the protesters, said crude oil and natural gas have been pumping into the river of the affected communities and nearby fishing settlements for over a week. Yet, the company has abandoned their corporate responsibilities in disaster management. While lamenting the havoc caused to various communities, Obule said some of their children who were ignorant of the spill, drank the polluted water, had to be rushed to the hospital, while others developed skin diseases.
All the small net where we take they do fishing, if you go put the net, the good oil, nothing they happen. So everybody where they here now hungry, now everybody caught day. Some of our children self, the water still. If you come here now, if government send people come out, they will see what they happen for. It may not be say we they lie against any company where be say they around us here. We not they lie against any company.
Also speaking, councillor representing Ward 18 in the council, Sam Azu, called on government at all levels as well as other well-meaning individuals and organizations to prevail on the oil company to stop the spill, lamenting that it has grounded economic activities in the areas for over a week.
This wellhead is Amokpo River, and the Amokpo are the people that are passing through the pains of everything that comes out of the wellhead. I am using this medium to appeal to the state governor to please prevail on corn oil, as this river is the only source of our livelihoods here and other farming activities.
While displaying their fishing nets, cages, hooks among others soaked in crude oil with rotten fishes killed by the spill, the people said if no urgent attention is taken by the company to ameliorate their plight, there is possibility of the entire community being wiped out by the waterborne and skin diseases. The affected communities include Amuokpokpo Elume, Oloho, Elume Main Town, Opelagbra, Ekoko, Orogo, Ijekporo, Mereje, Iriama, all both in Sapele and Ope local government areas of the state.
Now on the foreign scene, UN's World Food Programme warned Friday that more than 70% of South Sudan's population will face extreme hunger this year as conflict and climate-related disasters deepen food scarcity. The WFP said in a statement that while global attention remains fixated on Ukraine, a hidden hunger emergency is engulfing South Sudan, with about 8.3 million people in South Sudan, including refugees, facing extreme hunger in the coming months. The agency noted that with the climate disasters and violence forcing tens of thousands of people to flee their homes and abandon their livelihood, many South Sudanese have already been pushed to the brink and could starve without food assistance. Since gaining independence from Sudan in 2011, the world's newest nation has been in the throes of economic and political crisis and is struggling to recover from a 5-year civil war that left nearly 400,000 people dead. And with that, we wrap up Trust News Update, but you can connect with us via our social media platforms and also subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch us live. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.